I dedicate this series to my father, Celso Tavera, whose memory lives on in every gaze that seeks to understand the beauty of the world. Movie clapboard.
Diego Velázquez, Las Meninas. Micrófono de estudio.
Introduction. Today we're going to pause before a work that isn't simply contemplated with the eyes, but rather explored with the gaze, almost as if we were entering it. I'm referring to Las Meninas, painted by Diego Velázquez in the 17th century. It's not just any painting, it's a scene that seems alive, in which something is happening at this very moment, and we, without quite knowing how, are also part of it. Picture in a frame. 1. What appears before us? If we stand in front of the painting, the first thing we see is a spacious room, illuminated by a soft light coming from the side. In the center appears a girl, the Infanta Margarita. She is surrounded by her ladies-in-waiting, who attend to her with almost ceremonial delicacy. To one side, a dog rests peacefully, undisturbed by the scene. And if we continue looking closely, we discover something surprising. In the background, there is a mirror reflecting the image of the King and Queen of Spain. But there is more. To the left of the painting appears Velázquez himself, brush in hand, working in front of a large canvas. That is to say, we not only see a scene, we also see the one painting it. Painter's palette. 2. How the painting is constructed. What makes this work special is not only what it represents, but how it is constructed. Velázquez works with light as if it were air. It enters gently through a window and caresses the figures, without violence, without excessive drama. The colors are subdued, almost muted, but amidst this restraint, flashes of light appear that guide our gaze. And there's something even more modern. The painting isn't closed, it isn't rigid. It seems to continue beyond the frame, as if the scene didn't end on the canvas. Classical building. 3. The painter and his stage of life. The author of this work is Diego Velázquez, court painter to King Philip IV. He wasn't just any painter, he was a man who lived within the palace, observing court life from within, with direct access to the king and queen and their entourage. When he painted Las Meninas, he was already a renowned and respected artist. In the final stage of his life, he was, so to speak, a painter who no longer needed to prove anything, and perhaps that's why he allowed himself to create something so free and so complex. Mantelpiece clock. 4. The world in which he painted. We are in the 17th century, at the height of the Baroque period. It was an era of great contrasts. On the one hand, the splendor of the European courts. On the other hand, there were crises, political tensions, and profound changes in society. Baroque art doesn't just seek beauty, it seeks emotion, impact, depth. It wants the viewer not to pass by, but to stop, look, and ask questions. Brain. 5. What this painting might mean. And this is where Las Meninas becomes truly fascinating, because we don't know exactly what is happening. Who is the true protagonist of the scene? The Infanta Margarita, the king and queen reflected in the mirror, or us, who are looking at the painting? We could even consider something more unsettling. Perhaps Velázquez isn't painting what we see, but what we are seeing. It is a painting that doesn't give clear answers. It forces us to think. Bullseye. 6. Conclusion. That is why Las Meninas is not just a portrait of the Spanish court. It is a reflection on the gaze, on art, and on the very act of seeing. It is a painting that never grows old, because each time we look at it, it poses a different question. And perhaps therein lies its greatness. It doesn't just show us a scene, it includes us within it.